People are very polite in Louisiana. I guess if one's the best, I would say they're a 1. And then you walk into the next room, you better watch out.
On a scale of 1 to 10, people in Virginia are a good 8.5 because they won't honk at you in traffic, but they also won't apologize for anything.
People in my state, in terms of politeness, rank right up there at a 10. If you pass anyone on a hiking trail, you'll have a full conversation with them.
I think North Dakotans are really polite. If 10 is high, I think I give them a 10.
6.
An 8.5.
It's probably like a 7. We're pretty nice.
I'd say 11. In fact, in Cincinnati, if someone mishears you, they say please.
We are definitely a 7.
The majority of people, I would say, between 1 and 10 are around a 6.
Georgian people are very nice, but if you piss them off, they'll be a 1.
I say maybe about an 8.5.
Probably an 8 or 9. People are really polite and friendly when you're getting to know them. But once you're past that surface level friendliness, it might drop down to a 2 or 3 if they don't like you.
Probably rank like a 9, 9.5. We are very polite, but don't test it.
If they know you, around an 8, 9. If they don't know you, a hard 6 until they get to know you.
9. And the only reason I say a 9 because they can get a little mean like anybody else, but they're actually very, very polite.
8 out of 10. People in California are pretty polite.
Coloradans are very polite. I would place them at a solid 8.
I think most of the time if you're nice to people, they'll be nice back to you, so I give it a 9.
Probably say like a 4.5.
Probably 12. We're about the kindest people you'll ever meet.
Oh, so polite, like 10 being the most, but really 10 being like a 1 sometimes. They can appear nice, but really they're not being nice at all.
An 8. I would like to say 9, but there are some people in there that really drag us down in the rating.
7 or 8. It just depends on who you're speaking to.
I think Nevada falls in probably the 6. We're not as nice as like the Midwestern 10 and not as mean as like the Northeast 1.
People think that people from Massachusetts aren't polite, so I would give other people's perception of us like a 2, but in reality it's more like a 7 or 8.
From 1 to 10, I'd say our politeness is like a 7.
People in New Jersey are the worst. They're a 1. They're terrible.
I think we're very polite. I'll give us an 8.
If you're from Vermont, I'd say we're at like a 5.
Maybe an 8 if you can get them talking, but one of the things about Maine is that we don't talk to strangers much. So if you can actually connect with someone, I'd say they're pretty polite.
I would give us a 7.5. Very polite.
Maybe like a 6. We are polite enough, but not overly so.
We're really polite, even though that we can be a little intimidating. I would say Marylanders are a good 7.
I would rank them like a 7 or 8 on the politeness scale. Local people don't come off with like a Midwest, like, hi there, you want to sit and talk? How can I chat with you?
Extremely polite, way past the point of too polite, on 11 in terms of politeness.
I would give Alabama a 9.5 on politeness. People are overly polite, I would say.
We're probably an 8 on politeness. We're pretty much up there with every other Midwestern state.
A 9? Minnesotans are known for being very nice.
8. They won't tell you when they're mad, but they do get mad.
I'm gonna say an 8. We're very polite, but I feel like we still have a little bit of a bite.
Probably like a 6 out of 10, I would say.
Solid 9.
Nebraskans are so polite. Top 10 for sure.
I feel like I would be killed if I said it's anything below a 10. However, I really do feel like it's probably more like a 7.8.
I would say an 11.
Maybe like a 7.
They're probably in like a 9. Most people are actually pretty much a sweetheart in Washington State.
Oregonians are some of the most polite people you'll ever come across. Big fat 10 on the politeness scale.
I would say we're an 8. I think we're very polite. Maybe not the most polite. We're not Canadian.